What if the biggest change to the iPhone 18 Pro Max isn't something you'll see at all? Because the latest leaks point to something much more interesting than a new color or slightly faster processor. Apple appears to be changing how the phone is built from the inside out with 2nm silicon, new memory packaging, a mechanical camera aperture, and even a redesigned thermal system. And once you connect these leaks, the strategy starts to become surprisingly clear. The first piece is the A20 Pro. It's reportedly moving to TSMC's 2nm process, but the really important part isn't simply the smaller transistor size. It's the packaging. Apple is reportedly moving toward WMCM, integrating LPDDR6 memory directly alongside the processor and neural engine. Why does that matter? Because local AI isn't only limited by processing power, it's heavily dependent on how quickly the system can move enormous amounts of data between memory and the compute hardware. So Apple isn't simply making the A20 Pro faster, it's redesigning the path that information takes through the phone. And that could make on-device Apple Intelligence workloads substantially more practical. But here's where the story gets even more interesting. Apple is reportedly spending significantly more on the main camera module to add something smartphones haven't exactly been famous for lately. Moving mechanical parts, a physical variable aperture. The reason isn't just better-looking portraits. Modern smartphone sensors have become much larger, and with a fixed wide aperture, that can create an extremely shallow depth of field. Take a close-up document. The center might be sharp, while the edges become noticeably softer. Or take a group photo with people standing at different distances. Not everyone may fall inside the sharpest focal plane. A mechanical aperture gives the camera another option. Open it wider when you need more light and background blur. Stop it down when you need more of the scene to remain sharp. That's a fundamentally optical solution, rather than trying to fix everything afterward with software. And that tells us something important about Apple's camera strategy. Computational photography may be reaching the point where software alone isn't enough. Then there's the display. The rumors of a completely invisible front camera system appear to be overstated. Instead, the reported change is more specific. The infrared flood illuminator for Face ID moves beneath the display, while other true-depth components remain visible. The result? A significantly smaller dynamic island, not a completely hole-free screen. So yes, the iPhone 18 Pro Max could look cleaner. But don't expect the notch to disappear entirely. And there's another clue hiding in the chassis itself. The phone is reportedly getting slightly thicker, around 8.8 to 9mm, to accommodate a roughly 5,567 mAh battery and a vapor chamber thermal system. That may sound like a minor dimensional change, but strategically, it's huge. Apple appears willing to sacrifice some thinness to keep the A20 Pro running hard for longer, especially as on-device AI creates sustained workloads. And that's why I think the real story of the iPhone 18 Pro Max isn't the dynamic island, it isn't even the 2nm chip by itself. It's the combination of low-latency memory, stronger silicon, physical camera control, bigger battery capacity, and improved cooling. Apple appears to be building an iPhone designed to compute more, photograph more intelligently, and sustain that performance for longer. So, if you're coming from an iPhone 13 Pro or 14 Pro, this could represent a major internal leap. But if you're already using a 16 Pro or 17 Pro, the experience may feel much more evolutionary. The biggest upgrade may be hiding underneath the glass. And that's exactly what makes the iPhone 18 Pro Max so interesting. If you want more deep dive breakdowns of the latest Apple leaks, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.